In this tutorial we'll show you how to create a feature line for grading. Now when we do grading, you can see under the home menu we have grading and feature lines. In order to create a grading, we must have a set of feature lines that we'll be using for that. The feature line includes an elevation with your line as well as the location of it in plan view. So I'll show you two options to do that. One is we'll just create feature line from scratch, and then the second way we'll do it is create a feature line from objects. So first, if we create a feature line from scratch, we're just going to use the default settings here. You just have site and style, similar to before with layer, and we will hit OK, and it's going to ask you for the start point. So we will just click, come in here and select a start point. Any of these will do. And when you click for the first start point, it's going to ask you for an elevation. The current elevation of that point that you've selected is 625. So let's just say that we want to create an elevation at 640 instead. So that's going to be our first point, is based at 640 there and has that elevation. Next, we will specify the direction of that line, so we'll just put it off in this direction, and once we go that way, it's going to ask for the grade. So there's the grade between those 2 points that I've specified. Do I want that? What do I want that to be? So in this case, we'll select 0. We're going to create a pad for a building, so this should all be level. And then we'll come down here, again the direction, and then the grade as well as 0. Finally, we'll come towards the end here, and we'll click there. Again, a grade of 0, and finish it up at the end point, and that should be our feature line. So this is one set of feature lines for a pad for a building or something of that nature. Now if I wanted to edit that, the way I would do that is I'm going to click on this. Every time if I click on that feature line, it brings up my feature line menu. Now you'll know that under edit elevations, I can turn this on and off, and it's going to bring up this elevation editor. If I click on elevation editor, it's going to bring up all the different points that I specified as well as their elevations. Now I can go in and change these elevations. I can go in and just change that to 650 and change all of them. If you have them all highlighted, I can highlight just a single one and change the elevation of that one individually if I needed to. We'll keep it at 650 at this point. So this is how to change in those elevations. You can do that by grade, length, the grade ahead and grade back. So with that, we'll show you how to use the other method for. So the second method does entail here under feature line, we want to create lines from objects. So in order to create our object, we'll use the pline command. Type in pline, and that's just going to start a line off, and we'll do something a little different this time. We will we'll change it from the end of this will be a little different, so we'll just actually create an arc, just showing you it doesn't all have to be linear. We can throw in an arc here as well, and can go back and forth within the pline. Type to any of the commands that are specified here down below. I'll just go back to line, and that will create this one, and then finally we'll go to arc and finish up at the end here. So this would be our object set. So we have the object with this pline, and now in order to create that into a feature line, I will go into create feature line from objects. Now when I select this, it selects the entire piece. Once that's selected, I hit enter, and it brings up this menu. Now you'll need to make sure that at the bottom here, the erase existing entities and assign elevations is selected, so you can actually assign an elevation to this piece. And we will hit OK, and here we have an elevation set at 660 feet, so we could change that to 770 if we wanted to, or you could do this from the surface. That would draw the exact points from the surface. We'll keep it at 670, click OK, and now we have two feature lines. Again, this one, if I wanted to go into elevation editor, you can see the elevations and the stations and the grading again, which could be changed or modified throughout the process. So that is how to create feature lines for Civil 3D.